Greetings, Dennis Daniels here. I'd like to talk to you about Standard 2.3. That's generating relevant questions about readings on issues that can be researched. Now, I've gone ahead and really leveraged this as much as I can using a form that prompts the students to think about the readings that they've done and create questions based on the standards that would focus on the material. So here's the standard 2.3. Students would enter their first name, last name, and then depending on the text, whether it be Animal Farm, Romeo and Juliet, Catcher in the Rye, whatever, create a question connected to the text that they have read, and then identify the standard to which the question applies. Now, this of course would mean that the students are familiar with the standards, so that they would have some idea as to what, how in fact to structure some of their questions, or rather identify whether or not those questions are meeting the standards. Since the tests are based on standards, their questions should be based, or should be at least aware of the standards. They would rate the difficulty of their question, and if they have the answer, then they would thereby supply it. Now, I have done this for the various standards, and I have a question for nearly every one of the standards. These are all sample questions as suggested by potential students. So here's standard 2.1, for example. 2.1, 2.2 didn't suggest itself very easily for my form. I could, of course, create an assignment that would match that standard. So these are difficult, or rather, this would be a difficult standard to test on, I think. And it looks like it would be more of a standard that would be a multiple choice in terms of identifying whether or not the bibliography materials are good or not. But then 2.4, synthesize content from several sources by a single author dealing with a single issue. This would be standard 2.4. And there it is. We have a sample question, or I've created a possible sample question, again, suggesting this would be the structure of it would be suggested by the student. The questions are all created by imaginary students, and that would be, again, just focusing on standard 2.3, where the students would learn how to generate relevant questions about readings on issues that can be researched. So thanks for watching, and happy computing.